Okay, so some pretty crazy things are happening in crypto right now. I mean, one of the most trending topics of the past couple of days has been a legendary trader. This legendary trader goes by the name James Nguyen, and he basically got really famous for opening a $1 billion Bitcoin long, like last week or something like that. Actually, a couple $100 million longs over a little bit of time made about $84 million worth of profit or so in a very short amount of time. But then, well, he kind of went a bit crazy. All right, he kept his longs open too long. The amount of money he made started going down and down, and after a while he actually started to open some shorts, then go back to longs, and well, the end result is he went a bit crazier than he should have had. He stayed a bit too long in the playground, so to speak, and now apparently just about 20 minutes ago, maybe a little bit earlier than that, he's been liquidated for about $100 million as the Bitcoin price well below 105,000 all of a sudden, right? And obviously yeah, he's getting trolled. He's getting trolled significantly over the past few hours, but man, like the emotional swings this guy must be having is, first of all, kind of insane, but also this week it's been interesting to watch Bitcoin's price over the last few hours. Now, you might ask, Dusty, is this confirmed? Is this real? Well, because of the fact that it was done on Hyperliquid, you can basically see every single part of it, right? You can see every single liquidation. You can just find out every single part. So he can't really hide it. He can't really fake nothing. Just, it's interesting that he really got hunted, so to speak. We were talking about it before, that very often market makers, they hunt these prices because why not? I mean, if somebody's got a public long like that, you might as well take him down. But the fact they got him for this much money, you know, it's interesting to say the least, man. I mean, 100 million schmeckles, this, wow, I just can't believe that this really happened to his account. But apparently his account is not fully done. At some point, I think there was almost nothing left in it, but he basically apparently still has a $200 million long open or so that right now is not doing too good. And this basically means that he most likely had about $1 billion or so in a long, maybe more. Most of it got closed, but maybe there's still a part of it left. Then again, I'm not 100% sure if this is still accurate 10 minutes later, as this is $104.6 thousand on that, and the price went to, yeah, significantly below that price. So I'm not 100% sure if at that point he also got wrecked. I decided to just open it myself. Well, in the meantime, I just want to quickly showcase this was his account before. As you can see here, it was in $87.8 million worth of profit. And then, well, it fell right back down to basically zero. I mean, 350,000 is still a lot, but basically from 90 million to 300K. Yeah, obviously that's down a lot. And then right now, he's still actually got some money in it. He's still got about $4 million or so, but still 10 million down from earlier this morning. But it seems his position size is actually not a $100 million position that was lost, but from 200 million earlier to about 180 million. So either he added or he was not actually, I mean, he's not fully liquidated, by the way. He's just partially wrecked. And again, his account is now gone from 82 million to minus 13, which is why they say he's wrecked himself for 100 million. Because obviously, going from 90 almost to minus 12, you get it, right? He's almost $100 million down in just 7 days. So this has not been the most beautiful week of his life, I presume, right? Can you just fathom being up almost $19 million and then being down 13 million? So $100 million in 1 week. Yeah, this is not good for him. He must not be loving this right now. And again, if you're wondering why he did not get liquidated as the price went down lower potentially, he might have actually changed his position size or leverage to lower his liquidation price, or he might have added. I don't know. I'm too lazy to check because it doesn't matter. But that's all besides the point as well. So the last couple of days I've been in Vegas at the Bitcoin conference. Apparently now there's also an XRP conference coming up. Nobody told me about that, but I noticed it is in Vegas, but let's see. It's been interesting, though, to watch all these people speak. Why? Some of you might say Bitcoin does not matter, right? Because you're not going to make most of the money on that. My counter would be, first of all, you can, all right? If you're good with leverage trading like you saw with James just now, it can definitely work out for the better. And besides that also, you've seen me open these Pionex bots, right? The bots I keep showing in almost every video. If you're stacking them with leverage and you keep reinvesting, so to speak, it can also turn into a really crazy amount over time. The thing is just, with altcoins, you generally speaking can get the gains a lot quicker. And again, you can actually get 100x, for example, that you probably could not get on BTC. The counter is, with Bitcoin or some of the top coins, in my opinion, it is almost guaranteed. Not financial advice, it's almost, right? Whereas with smaller altcoins, it's always a risk-reward relationship where the reward could be way higher, but so is the risk, logically. Now, some interesting things have been happening on the back end, though. Hyperscale data set to acquire up to 10 million in XRP by the end of 2025 to scale crypto financial services through Alt Capital Group. More Ripple and XRP things have been coming out over the past couple of days. It's quite a lot, actually. But some more. Treasury Secretary 𝗵𝗂 says trade talks with China have stalled. Well, let's take a look at that.
And what about China, specifically China, and that obviously started in a different place? How can you characterize those talks now?
I would say that they are a bit stalled. I believe that we will be having more talks with them in the next few weeks, and I believe we may at some point have a call between the president and party chair Xi.
So stalled, there was a time when the president thought that it was moving forward pretty significantly.
Again, I think that given the magnitude of the talks, given the complexity, that this is going to require both leaders to weigh in with each other. They have a very good relationship, and I am confident that the Chinese will come to the table when President Trump makes his preferences known.
From the way in which he is stalling it, I never know when it comes to live TV. Do they read off everything? I presume so, right? What's going on here? Why is he reading so strangely? Or was it just a real interview? You know, maybe it was. I don't think so. Like, it's too important for him to be doing that. Regardless, a few interesting things have happened on the side. One is Coinbase Institutional just posted that in a few days, they're enabling 24/7 trading for XRP and Solana futures, unlocking real-time access for US traders, reflecting the always-on nature of crypto markets. I didn't know that was a thing you didn't have in the US. Like, the fact that the US is so behind in all these things is stupid, and that's why I often talk about exchanges like WeX. I've got a link for that down below, because they don't have KYC keys from anywhere in the world. It's just, in my opinion, better because you don't have all the restrictions that you can do your trading. And to be honest, for the next couple of years, I think you're still fine with all these platforms, but maybe in 5 years, maybe in 3 years, they're going to crack down on almost anything. Like a few years back, everything used to be so easy when it came to crypto trading anywhere in the world. But the more rules there are, the more they're going to try tighten it to let the normal average people make these trades or make money or make opportunities, really, or take opportunities, I should say. Anyway, the most important news of today probably is the fact that the Binance case between the SEC and Binance has now been settled. I think this is the biggest news of the day, honestly. And actually, there's the funniest thing ever as well. We've got CZ, right, the founder of Binance, trolling the crap out of Gary Gensler, saying crypto is still here. And also, they're basically thanking Trump. They're thanking the new administration because, well, they finally got it out. Like, the fact that this was able to be done, in my opinion, is pretty significant. I'm not sure what this means for the other cases. I'm not sure if they're going to also, get rid of all that. I mean, one thing that was also pretty beautiful that happened today was the fact that the SEC said crypto staking on proof-of-stake networks does not involve securities. So from the way in which things are looking, we're just making beautiful progress, and everything is starting to become fine in the US, just like how I said right now that they're enabling more and more things for all our altcoins like XRP. But it's going to take some time. And it's double-sided or double-edged sword. On the one hand, things will get way better, more streamlined, and safer. On the opposite end, we already know that right now, for example, in the US, they've got so many rules for people trying to make money. You want to invest in all these different things and pre-IPO things. You got to be an accredited investor. You got to be that. I think a lot of similarities will shine through here, where they're going to try and dim down on every single thing that has a bit of risk, even though the risk is very low, the reward very high, partially so people can't make money, but also partially so they can't lose it. But then again, I think that in general, you should be allowed to invest in whatever you want to when it comes to these things and just not cry at the casino, basically. That's a big saying. Also, James Wynn is back to posting. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I mean, I don't know what emotions this guy must be going through. If you're wondering, we covered 3 things today. Partially, right? Some of the crazier experiences when it comes to trading. Partially, why the price of cryptos are moving down right now. Partially, some good things that are happening in the crypto space and the progress that we're making. And if you're wondering how the bots are doing, by the way, on Pinex, first of all, you can copy every single one of them. But also, on the short term, I've already said many times, these might not look so beautiful. Many of them might be at a massive loss for a bit. But it's all about where they're going to end up eventually and the grid profits that they make along the way. Again, this has been going for about 23 days and it's officially cashed out almost 10% of just being open. So again, we're going to make money 2 ways. One is this unrealized profit, right? That's just your position going up. As the price went from 211 to 219, this can make you a ton. But I don't really care about that. I have a longer term strategy of just letting it sit, letting it go. Whenever the price goes down, it keeps buying more. We've talked about this before. And when it goes up, it keeps selling, right? So that way, regardless of what the latest price is, we can still make money. A good example is the 𝗕𝗂𝘀 right here. We bought in at 13.3. Right now, the price is 13.1, right? But actually, we're still in profit because the grid just keeps cashing out, cashing out, cashing out. In the last 3 weeks, it was able to cash out 7.5% just by having it open. And again, the unrealized P&L does not really matter because over time, we assume that these cryptos go up over time, right? Or if they stay the same or go slightly down. In all 3 of those scenarios, we make a ton of money. The only way in which this fails is if the price goes down so hard and never recovers, like with Luna, with Solana at some point. But again, if you've got enough breath, really, the only thing that can hurt you is a Luna situation where it just goes down 99% and never recovers. If the price goes down slowly but surely, you can actually still make a ton of money, fun fact. It's just a lot quicker and more money if the price goes up and down like this and eventually stays the same or is higher. But the nice thing is you can make money regardless. It's the beautiful part of it all. Anyway, for all that, the links are down below. You can check them out if you want to. Pionex, you've got some nice deposit bonuses, etc. Even I think you get like between $10 or $100 just for signing up. Anyway, the link for that is down below. And that was it for today's little crypto update. Something else happens, I'll get you guys another video. For right now, I didn't think the whole Binance situation was worth a separate video. But it's pretty significant though. So even though I'm not making it a big deal right now, it is because it's for the progress, right? We're getting updates after this that again, most likely will be again quite positive because this is kind of the narrative that's been going on. But yeah, that's about it.